Hello viewers, welcome to this edition of God's Eye. In this edition, we would be looking at the new law to be signed by Vladimir Putin to impose martial law and mobilize all men of military age to fight. Before we proceed, don't forget to hit the subscription button and notification bell for new updates. Voluntary surrender is a crime for the Russian military, punishable by up to 10 years in prison, according to a copy of the bill to be signed by Vladimir Putin. Putin is rushing to pass a new law that will likely pave the way for mobilization in Russia. On Tuesday, the Russian parliament approved a bill that strengthens penalties for crimes such as desertion, damage to military property and disobedience, if committed during military mobilization or during hostilities. The bill, which passed the House of Representatives in its second and third readings on Tuesday, comes at a time when Russia appears poised to dramatically escalate the conflict in Ukraine. The Russian parliament initially agreed to introduce the concepts of mobilization and wartime into the country's criminal law. This follows intense pressure from extremists on President Putin to declare war and mobilize military-aged men instead of what they call a special military operation. Judging by what is happening and what should happen, this week is either the eve of imminent victory or the eve of nuclear war. Voluntary surrender is a crime for a Russian soldier and carries a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison, according to a copy of the bill seen by Reuters. Martial law is punishable by 2 to 3 years' imprisonment. Lawyer Pavel Chikov said the package showed Putin's introduction of the concepts of mobilization, martial law and time of war into the criminal code. A second reading of the new law is scheduled for today. Pressure on President Putin is mounting as a series of military setbacks intensifies. There are allegations that Putin's circles are deeply divided over the movement to send men to the military and the front lines of warfare. They believe this could be the tipping point that sparked opposition and led to Putin's demise. One of the allegations is that the head of the FSB, Alexander Bortnikov, is firmly opposed to the mobilization. While such actions are not legally binding, they do mean increased efforts to recruit soldiers. Political scientist Dmitry Oreshkin said, "What is happening in Ukraine is clearly interpreted as a military defeat. The whole needs to be repaired. The regime cannot do without some form of mobilization." Kadyrov, the leader of Putin's strong ally Chechnya, said a week ago in words that now sound prophetic, "Don't wait for national leaders to announce mobilization. We must all mobilize. Each region must provide the forces and means at their disposal." The news comes after Russian officials in Ukraine's Kherson region decided to hold a referendum on joining Russia. Russian propaganda guru Margarita Simonovna Simoin said referendums in the Russian-occupied territories of Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson and Zaporozhye regions will take place within 3 days. In another tweet, she says we're either on the brink of Russian victory or on the brink of nuclear